Welcome back. You're still watching In the Game. Now we just celebrated South Africa. Springboks will clinch the title back-to-back 2019 and 2023. And we also anticipate the second leg encounter for the women's Olympic qualifiers for the Banyana against DR Congo. And to join us in this conversation, we have, of course, a sport editor from Johannesburg, South Africa, of course, Matshelane Mamabolo, joining us on phone. Thank you so much, Matshelane, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me on your show, Onyinyechi.
It is great to have you, have a veteran talk to us right now about the Springboks. I know it's some celebration in the air after the Springboks clinched that trophy there in France for the Rugby World Cup. How are fans anticipating the world champions' return to Johannesburg? We hear that there will be a press conference at the OR Tambo Airport, and immediately they touch down. And also, we hear that the president is to have have an announcement today ahead of the return of the Springboks. So how are fans anticipating their return?
Everybody is very excited. Actually, people were thinking today would be a holiday for South Africans to celebrate this great win. But I think the Springboks are arriving in Johannesburg on Tuesday. And I bet the whole, the airport will be full of people in their green colors to celebrate this great victory by our national rugby team. Throughout the weekend, last night, yesterday, on Saturday when the match was played, immediately when it finished, it was late at night, but people went out onto the street, blaring their cars, the horns of their cars to celebrate the victory. So yeah, it's exciting times in South Africa now.
Okay, we hear the clamor for a public holiday on the day the Springbok will return to South Africa so that they can all have the chance for that appropriate welcome and the parade for the historic win for the Springboks. Do you think this clamor should be considered?
Personally, I don't think there should be any holiday. But look, I think the reason people started speaking about the holiday was because President Cyril Ramaphosa, building up to the final, I think he was joking, but he said something along those lines. That, hey, if we win, we will have a holiday. But I think it was just, him just encouraging people. But now I don't think there will be any holiday. And if you think about it, we were winning the World Cup for the fourth time. So this is something that was expected. It's not as if, we've achieved something that had not been achieved before. The very same team actually were defending their title. They won it back in 2019 in Japan. So South Africa winning the Rugby World Cup, honestly, it's not a miracle. It's something that's generally expected.
Okay. You would agree with me that rugby has got an immense impact since that 1995 trophy win that had one of the image of a sport, which at that time was seen as almost the last bastion of hope for apartheid. What visible impact would you think that a 2023 win would have on South Africa and every Mzansi in Johannesburg?
Look, the reality is that the impact will not be that much. What this will do maybe is, a young black boy coming from the rural area will watch Thiago Lisi and believe that I can become like him. But those are chances that are very slim because entry into rugby in South Africa for a black kid is very difficult. A lot of the black kids who make it are those who are very fortunate, sometimes maybe to get a scholarship to go study at a private school. Because that's where the rugby is played. In the villages, in the townships, it's very hard. And the challenge is thus on the government and the rugby people, the rugby association, to make sure that access to the sport is much easier. Build proper grounds in the villages, in the townships. And they are not doing that. So yeah, currently now there'll be this whole excitement. All the black people will be celebrating and all that. But the reality is, within a week, South Africa is going to go back to being the normal South Africa that is a bit divided along color lines. You are going to find that the rugby continues to be played by mainly white people. the support for the black people who want to get into rugby will not be there.
Okay, we'll be hoping that this you have pointed out will be looked into. Let's shift a bit to the CAF Women's Olympic qualifiers. South Africa will be on parade today against DR Congo. Desiree Ellis should be happy right now. She's got the return of German Sipon Simwe and Samkalisiwe Salina. They missed the away leg, the first leg against DR Congo, and now they will be available. How will Desiree Ellis be able to take advantage of the return of these two vital players?
I think Desiree should be happy in that now she has a much more strengthened squad. With me, I know Jermaine is also back. She's very excited to have it. So you tend to think that South Africa will be much stronger today as compared to when they were in the first leg. And another advantage is that they are playing at home. They are hoping it's midweek. A lot of people will probably be at work. But the hope is that there will be some crowd that will encourage the girls. And another advantage that I think they will have is that it's a bit cold. We've had snow out in KZN, and because of that, the cold front has moved inland. So it will be a little colder today, and that might work in the advantage against the DRC team that generally plays in hot conditions. Although Desiree did say in a press conference yesterday that after training actually that the DRC also have some players who are based overseas, so the weather conditions might not be such a big advantage. But I think it will play in their favor.
Okay. Desiree Ellis has failed to field Sundown's women's goalkeeper Andile Dlamini in Banyane's lineup from the World Cup, because I saw almost the whole of the World Cup. It was Kaylin Swart who was between the sticks. What could be the reason for this? A lot just alluding to the fact that she was in the middle of that dispute, that pay dispute for Banyana and the South African Football Association. Is this the reason she getting punished for having to speak out in that dispute between Safa and Banyana, or is there some other reasons we're not seeing? Because Kaylin Swart keep conceding the goals and Andile Dlamini is on the bench. What do you say to this, Matshelane?
I don't know. Hey, I mean, look, the politics of that are just something one just doesn't understand. And I think you look at it and you say every coach has their player. Every coach chooses who they believe will do the job for them. But yeah, it's something that I don't get. I think she should be playing, but the coach obviously has her own choices.
Okay, let's see if the politics will not affect the result for the Banyana today. Do you think the Banyana will be able to go through to the third round of the Olympic qualifiers today? She's got a big tax as after not getting the desired results away from home to DR Congo, and this time around she is at home welcoming DR Congo. Do you think the home advantage will give the Banyana an edge against DR Congo today?
Look, I think they have to use the advantage. I think also if you look at it in terms of the status of Banyana compared to the DRC, and the draw was made, we all thought, not necessarily easy. There's no such thing as an easy international match, but I thought that Banyana are favorites, and I still believe they have what it takes to win this match and proceed to the next round.
Okay. We'll be hoping that they move to the next round. Thank you so much, Matshelane Mamabolo, for joining us on the show today. I call you the veteran in sport. Thank you so much and have a lovely day.
Thank you.